Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. You probably noticed that I've got a couple of extra boxes around here, but the funny thing is, I have no idea what's in them. So let's tear them open and see what we've got. So a few months ago, I went down to Atlanta to attend Workbench Con, and while I was there, I met up with a couple of people from Rockler. And after I got home, I started emailing back and forth with them, and they said, hey, we want to donate some stuff to your shop because we like what you're doing. So I thought, hey, they're going to send me a box of clamps or something, which would have been great. I had no idea what to expect, but it definitely wasn't this. So let's see what we've got. I got a phone call while I was on my lunch break today that said a big truck was dropping off something at my house. So I rushed home, loaded it from that truck into the back of my truck, and then had to run back to work for the rest of the day. So this was like the most torturous Christmas ever because I had a pallet full of stuff sitting in my truck at my house, no idea what was in it, and had to wait until after my kids went to bed later that night, tonight, to see what it was. Well, I couldn't help myself from opening one box before I went back to work, and that was this one. So it looks like 4-piece router table accessory kit, bench cookie plus work gripper master kit, and a, wow, quarter cable fixed based router kit. That's pretty cool. But this is the stuff that I knew I was getting, so let's get into some other stuff. Oh man, that is a massive clamp. There's some girth to that one. One more, two more, three more. So it looks like a total of 4 of these 24-inch F-clamps, and these things are massive. Couple of packages of Bandy Clamps, push blocks, clampets, some corner clamping jigs. There's, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. Ooh, a doweling jig kit. I've actually got a project coming up in the next week that I'm going to need this for. And another box that's unmarked. Ooh, that is a nice box in there. I have no idea what's in this. Holy smokes. It's a number 4 smoothing plane. Wow. Let go, plastic. I must see this. Wow, look at that. Got to clean a little bit of packaging grease off of it, but that thing is sharp. Sharp looking. I assume it's sharp too. Set of Rockler swivel casters. Ooh, we're gonna have to flip this one. Wow. The Rockler finishing sprayer. I'm only like 4 boxes into this, and this is just incredible. I can't believe what I'm seeing here. Ah, some of the bigger Bandy Clamps. These ones are pretty huge, these ones are medium. 4 of the large size double clamp, I don't know what you call these things. I wish I was able to articulate this a little bit better. Just know that I'm a little bit overwhelmed at the moment. This is unbelievable to me. Alright, this is the biggest individual box of the whole group. Let's find out what that means. Several more or less unmarked boxes. I'm not going to take the time to read them. We've got a taper or straight line jig for the table saw. Now I don't have to build one of these. Ooh, and a circle cutting jig. So I can cut giant circles with a router now. You mount your router to this end and then you mount this anywhere along this slide as the pivot point, and then you can just route your big circle out and get it perfect. Alright, what are you little fellas? Oh, 36-inch aluminum Surefoot clamps. Gosh, I love that blue. That is a nice color too. So you adjust it to roughly the length of what you need to clamp, and all these little indents grab onto that tooth. And then you do your actual clamping pressure with that, and they should sit up rock solid and nice and flat. And it looks like we have 4 of those. Concealed hinge drilling guide. 1/2-inch shank, 6-piece router bit set. There's been a lot of different router type accessories in all of this, so I think it's looking like by the time I'm done, there's not a thing I can't do with a router, which is really exciting because my routering has been fairly limited up until now. Oh, a couple of ratcheting band clamps. Clamp it assembly squares. There's 1, 2, 3 of those. We got vacuum clamp pods, which goes with the vacuum pump kit. I haven't bothered to open that or show it yet because it's on the label and I wanted to get to the unknown stuff, and then we'll start taking stuff out of boxes to look at it further. But this is the vacuum clamp pods that go with that. So you plug this into the vacuum and it sucks your workpiece down and holds it to that. So there's no clamps, nothing in the way of sanding or routing an edge, but it holds it right in place. Glue bottle applicator kit, that's cool. Safety power tool switch, so that's going to go with the router table and all the other router stuff that's hiding out over here. And another unmarked box that I don't know what this is. So it's another little wooden box like that last hand plane came in. I'm going to guess that it's a smaller hand plane. Oh yeah, it is in fact what it is. So this is very cool. There's some serious heft to that too. Alright, we're down to 2 unknown boxes left at this point, and then I can take you through some of the boxes that have pretty pictures on them so I know exactly what they are. But the mystery is the exciting part, right? Crown cut. So this is a crown molding cutting jig so that you can get all those weird angles just perfect. Deluxe drawer pull jig it. So this is a lot like the jig that I made a couple videos back for actually the storage for this workbench. This helps you line up handles. This is just a more refined version of that one that I made. Shop block, just a segmented tray that holds a bunch of different miscellaneous things. Auxiliary hose port. So these are little adapters that help you hook up your shop vac to any size ports. Bench cookie storage center. There was a bench cookie kit around here somewhere and this thing helps keep it organized. Universal small port hose kit, so this helps keep all of your stuff adapted to fit on your shop vac so that you can hose in there and adapters and all that kind of good stuff. There's a 4th clamp it assembly square. Mini silicone glue brushes. And then the 3-piece silicone glue set. Thin rip table saw jig. So this sticks down to your table saw and allows you to get the perfect thin strip on the outboard side of the blade so that you're not getting it pinched between the blade and the fence. This is a lot safer way to get a skinny strip like that. Router bit storage inserts. So that'll hold a bunch of router pits securely. You can see a little picture on the back there of what it's actually for. Shelf pin drilling template. So this helps you keep even spacing and straight lines when you're putting up shelf pin jigs, like in a bookshelf or inside a cupboard or something like that. Alright, this is the last unknown box. And there's a few boxes around here that have their pictures on them. Wow. So this is the Beadlock Pro. So this is like easy, loose tenon joinery stuff. It's kind of like a doweling jig, but it keeps all the holes spaced so close together. I'll show you close-ups later. Don't need to try to describe it here. Silicone project mat. Universal drawer slide jig. Okay, another set of, I think these are the medium-sized Bandy Clamps. So I've got 2 sets of the small, the medium, and the large now, which is really terrific because I have some very cheap, crappy spring clamps. Another shop block. There's another one of these around here somewhere. Got a Dovetail Jig dust collector. There's a Dovetail Jig in a box over there, so this will go along with that real nicely to keep things nice and tidy. 18-piece Insti Drive 1, 2, 3 drill and drive set. So it's a bunch of different drills, drill bits, driver bits, and an adapter that holds them all quickly, I guess is the easiest way to explain it. So that does it for the stuff that I couldn't see before. I'm going to move a few boxes around and show you the stuff that we know what they are. So here are a few of the larger things that I don't feel like putting up on the workbench. We've got the Material Mate, which is a pivoting wheeled device that helps you move around big sheets of plywood, get them in and out of the truck. You can use it as a work surface. Lots of uses for that. And then the other side is a high pressure laminate router tabletop. So between the tabletop, the Porter cable router, the router lift that I'm going to show you in a second, the router table leg set, the router table fence, and there's some router bits. I think I'm pretty much set up to have a high quality router table. So I'm going to just set the camera down here and show you a few more things. So we got the vacuum pump kit that goes along with those vacuum pads, and I'm not exactly sure where they are because this is a lot of things and they're here somewhere. I gotta stop for a second because this is a little bit overwhelming. I can't believe this. This is incredible. I thought these guys were going to send me a box of clamps. Well, they did that, and holy crap, and then some. This is so humbling because I'm just a guy who's making some stuff in his shop, and then he takes extra time to make a silly video out of it. But the response online has been pretty good for what I've been doing. It makes me want to keep doing it more. And now to have a company, a legitimate business, say, we like what you're doing, here's some stuff so you can keep doing it and do it better. I can't believe this, guys. This is incredible. So thank you for that teary-eyed moment. I needed it. Anyway, let's look at the rest of this stuff, huh? So this is the vacuum pump. Box says this side up, handle with care. We might have to destroy this box to get the other one out. Man, they've got this thing packaged up nice. This is the vacuum pump itself. So I'm gonna have to read the instructions and really get familiar with this thing because this is kind of a nice piece of equipment that you don't want to just assume you know what it is and end up wrecking it. So we're gonna just put this back aside for now and look at some of this other stuff. There we go. So what's cool about this is it's got this insert plate. It has this lock. It's spring-loaded. And then when you get your tools changed, you get everything in there right, you just snap it back in place and there it is, solid as a rock. The other thing that I really liked about this one is that when you're lifting it up and down, it actually has a low gear and a high gear. So rather than going 1,000 turns at a 1/16 of an inch per revolution, you have high gear, which turns, I don't remember what the spec is off the top of my head, but it turns way faster when you turn high gear than it does when you turn low gear. So you can change heights really quickly that way. Put you back over there. So we've got the router table fence. That's going to go along with the lift. We've got router table legs. So this, especially since I have a small shop, this is going to get put together with those wheels that we found earlier, and put the top on it, and put the lift in it, and put the router in it. Yeah, that's pretty much how you build a router table, right? And last but not least is the complete Dovetail Jig. So this thing, and we saw a dust collection adapter for it back here. I have never done dovetails in my life. My dad had an old dovetail jig that I couldn't figure out how to use because the instructions were badly written, and I think it was meant for older, smaller tools than what you can get your hands on today. So this thing, I've seen videos of it. David Picciuto did a video on how to use this exact one, and it looks pretty easy. It looks like they took all the guesswork out of it. So all you have to do is put it together. Set it up is the tricky part, which isn't that tricky when you follow the instructions, and then make perfect dovetails. So, yeehaw. There's what that beauty looks like. Okay. I'm going to keep taking stuff out of boxes. You don't need to see that part right now. I'm going to gather it all back up and really show you exactly what we've got here. Wow, that's a lot of stuff. I took some time to unpackage everything and get it sort of organized and spread out across the workbench, and actually the workbench isn't big enough for everything. There's a few things over on this side that didn't actually make it into the pile. There is some incredible stuff in here. There's some very, very specialized tools that are only going to get used in a specific case, and there's a couple of everyday use stuff that's going to get used constantly. It's a really cool assortment of different tools that are going to really help out my shop and my channel. I can't thank Rockler enough for this incredible gift, and I can't wait to see where the relationship between Rockler and my channel goes over the next couple of months, because they've expressed interest in continuing to support me. We've batted around some ideas for different projects that they want to help me out with, so that's going to be really exciting. If you want to see some more cool stuff happening on the channel, stick around. It's coming up soon. So I ask you guys to make sure you're going out and supporting companies like Rockler and others that really help to support our community. It's because of companies like them that people like me get to continue to make cool content like this to share with everybody. So thank you, Rockler. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. And we'll see you guys again soon.